call this meeting to order. Mr. Jackson, would you mind doing a pledge for us? We're going to have Pastor Dean Pecco do the invocation for us. Who's not here? You want to do the invocation? Sure.
Bow our heads. Lord, thank you so much that we have the opportunity to live in freedom and the greatest little town in America in Cocoa Beach. We just ask that you be with us as we make decisions for all residents to be fair and equitable. We thank you that we have the freedom and fairness to make these decisions on your behalf. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Don't forget to push your mics, guys. All right. City Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Hutchison?
Here.
Commissioner Tumulty?
Here.
Vice Mayor Williams?
Here.
Mayor Capizzi?
Here. Somebody want to motion for the agenda?
I'll make a motion. Second agenda.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 5-0. We have a special presentation. It's a proclamation for the Florida Water Professionals Month, and I'm going to read that for you guys. Whereas the Florida Water and Pollution Control Operators Association, organized in 1940, is a nonprofit trade organization that promotes the sustainability of Florida's water utility industry through workforce development, to protect the health of Florida citizens, and to preserve the state's water resources. And whereas this organization offers water and wastewater treatment plant operator and water distribution systems operator training courses required for the state of Florida, Florida's operator license, multiple voluntary certification programs and continuing education programs for the operator license renewal. And whereas this organization, in recognition in the importance of the Florida state's statutes and administrative code that regulate the water industry, acts as a liaison between the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and industry personnel. And whereas the Fluoride Water and Pollution Control Operators Association recognizes all who have played a significant part in operating and maintaining drinking water, wastewater, and stormwater systems in Florida by celebrating Florida Water Professionals Month, which applauds their constant efforts to protect our health and environment. Whereas water professionals are essential first responders as defined by Florida Statute 403.865 during storms and other catastrophic events, working to ensure safe drinking water and safe disposal of wastewater for our communities. Now, therefore, I, Keith Capizzi, Mayor of the authority vested in me as the Mayor of the City of Cocoa Beach, do hereby proclaim August 25th as Florida Water Professionals Month. Is there anybody that's going to receive this? Thank you, Brad.
Can I just say a few words?
Yes, please.
Brad Kelso, Water Reclamation Director. The FWPCOA is a great organization for our water industry. They really have a great program to help our employees grow and succeed in their profession. So we are very thankful for them and the things that they do for us and the opportunities that they give our profession. So,
thank you, Brad.
Brad.
Yeah. Photo? Yeah. If somebody wants to take a photo?
Yeah, Michael, yeah, come on up here.
He's taller than us.
It's
okay.
It's okay. I am better looking. It's fine.
I can step on my tippy toes.
Yeah.
Maybe like bend your knees a little.
thank you guys.
Thanks, Brad. All right. So we got Westmoreland's Police Chief is going to recognition of voluntary service to the Police Department.
Hi, Westmoreland's Police Chief. It's not very often in a police department that we talk about altruism, and I think that it doesn't get recognized enough when it happens, and it certainly doesn't get recognized enough when it happens over the course of 17 years. We don't have a lot of volunteers that sacrifice as much as John and Sharon Harrelson have for our citizens in our community over such an extended period of time, so I would like to call them up real quick and read some information about them. So, if I could have John and Sharon Harrelson come on up, please. Okay, right there is fine, thank you, ma'am. Here, you can turn around and face the commissioners, I don't want their back to you, thank you. Okay, this is John and Sharon Harrelson. The Harrelsons have been members of our COP program, Citizens Observer Patrol program, for 17 years. They've patrolled Cocoa Beach primarily on Mondays for several hours in a marked COP vehicle. In addition, they've often participated in volunteer activities including drug takebacks, shredding events, and other activities as required. In other words, pretty much anything that we've ever asked them to do over the course of 17 years. Prior to residing in Cocoa Beach, they lived in Northern Virginia, where they raised their 2 children. John was a career Army officer and retired as a lieutenant colonel. During his 28 years of active duty, he was a Green Beret and was qualified Special Forces and a master parachutist. His decorations include the Silver Star, Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, and several others. Following his active duty military service, he was with the Department of State's program manager for crisis management training for 21 years. Sharon has her bachelor's degree, has completed a private detective academy, and was an employee in the CIA in Southeast Asia. She also served on boards of numerous charities and volunteer organizations, and they've been married for over 50 years. Man, okay. We recognize and express our deepest gratitude to 2 remarkable individuals, John and Sharon, for their unwavering dedication and service to the city of Cocoa Beach. John and Sharon have selflessly volunteered their time and energy to support our police department and serve the citizens of this community. Their commitment, kindness, and reliability have made a lasting impact on our community, and their presence has truly been a pillar of support to our officers and our staff. Volunteers like John and Sharon are the heart of this city. They remind us what community really means, showing up, giving back, and being there for others without ever expecting anything in return. On behalf of the Cocoa Beach Police Department, this commission, and our entire community, thank you both for your years of dedicated service to this city. Oh, sorry. Okay. Here, you hold it, you hold it. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, we're going to take one with them too? Okay, yeah, let's take one with them too.
Military moms. Rock on, rock on.
And here you ready. Got it.
I know, I love it. Very
Come on
proud
up,
of my mom.
please.
Very proud of my mom.
Thank you, John.
I can give, Mayor, I'll give you mine.
Hey, before you guys leave, John, up here. Yeah, John and Sharon, I've known John and Sharon for quite a while, and this is just one chapter in their book. They've got dozens of chapters and things they've done all over the world. You heard it mentioned that Sharon was in the CIA. She wasn't just a military mom, she was in the CIA. and did a lot of stuff that she can't talk about to this day. So, and John as well, although John does talk a lot. And we appreciate everything you've done for not just Cocoa Beach, but for the United States and our country. So thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. They left.
Yeah, well, he knows.
I mean, that's pretty awesome, and honestly, being together for 50 years is the most awesome, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Any public comment about items that are not on the agenda? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there should be 3.
Which one, what was your name?
Judy Everly.
Oh, yeah, Judy.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry. Sorry, Judy.
Are we already at that point?
Yes, if you would like to come up, or is this in reference to items that are not on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, come on up.
Hi, everybody. Judy Eberly, Cocoa Beach, 3D93 Formosa Drive. I normally am up here telling you guys to do your jobs, so I'm telling you, thank you for doing your jobs. I give you kudos for that. There was a situation, my topic is see something, say something. A couple weeks ago, there was a situation, First Street South, the garbage had not been emptied in over 2 weeks, Waste Management, and it was horrendous. And knowing that what many people would do, but not me, would have put it on Facebook and bashed the city and Waste Management. And I stepped up. I decided not to do that. So if you see something, say something. Well, that's to all these folks here that are watching also. I took a picture of it, and I just happened to have Dale's phone number from code enforcement. And I was like, Dale, need some help. And so I went up the chain, and I've learned that from a career I had many years ago. Manage up. Manage up. But if you see something, say something. And one of our presidents said that, and it was very important. Instead of just not doing anything about it, I made the call, got a hold of somebody, he managed up. So the trash was taken care of. But as people were coming through the community church parking lot and pushing the button, coming overnight, church clothes, umbrella chair, saying, you guys, this is not normal. This is not what we normally see in Cocoa Beach. I'm on it. I've got people going to take care of it. And within about an hour, smoking hot, but within an hour, and probably 30 or 40 people going by, it was taken care of. I thanked the person who came up. I took pictures. I sent him. I managed up. And AJ and I had a really nice conversation on Tuesday. So thank you. I understand he was commended for moving the trash, and it was, I'll show you the picture if you haven't already seen it. But see something, say something. Some of the parking attendants had seen it and done nothing. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but somebody has got to say, well, it's not my job, and it's got to be somebody's job, and I'm not going to do anything about it. So in not going on Facebook, not becoming a Karen, and not bashing a system that may have just temporarily been overlooked. I believe the truck was not able to get in because some pavers were there. So for me, I feel I'm an ambassador for this city. I've lived here 25 years, grew up in Cocoa Beach, or in Satellite Beach, moved to Maine, came here, and this is my city. And when I see something really wrong, I try and do the next right thing, and I hope that community residents will hear this and do the next right thing also. So if you see something, say something. Thanks.
Thank you, Judy. Margaret Thaystand? Come on up. I don't know if I can't.
It's Houston.
Houston, okay. Wasn't sure if that was a T or H. Thank you.
Okay, I'm pulling up the note now. Okay. Hello, my name is Maggie Houston. Unfortunately, my sister couldn't be here today. I'd like to represent her and read the letter she prepared. My name is Katie Houston. I've been living and working in Cocoa Beach for the last 5 years. I graduated from Cocoa Beach High with the class of 2023. I was heavily affiliated with JROTC and plan on joining the military in the next 5 years. I plan on continuing to build my life in Cocoa Beach after the military and to raise my future children here. This town means a lot to me, and the things that have been going on at the beach have been making it harder to work and to be a functioning member of this town. I started doing beach rentals for Beach Shack, believe it or not, in 2020 when I moved here. When I first started, it was rental wars galore, and teenage me could not handle the drama that coming to work entailed every day. In 2021, Angela, the Coconuts Beach Rental Company owner, offered me a position to work with her, the chance to build a real community, drama-free. Since then, I've been working for her at the beach on and off. This year, I am full-time and also brought my sister, me, onto our team. Since working full-time, I have ran into a handful of issues stemming from Mr. Walsh. That's the Beach Shack Rental Company owner. In the past, despite issues, the beach has never become a hostile workplace. It seems as though, while having stepped foot in the sand only twice this entire season, Mr. Walsh has made it his goal to make the workplace as hostile between the two companies as possible. He instructs his employees to speak over us towards customers, interrupt our sentences, and even undercut prices while we are in the middle of a sale. This has made it very difficult to come to work and also very difficult to continue to make sales. My team and I work to make a living while Mr. Walsh hires teenagers to taunt us. I have even tried speaking to him myself and was met with not only him raising his voice at me, but also interrupting me and even telling me, and I quote to, "Sit down and shut up." Another statement Mr. Walsh made to me on this phone call was that all of the sales/money on the beach belonged to him and his company, basically stating that there was no space for us. Mr. Walsh and his employees have bullied and disrespected every member of this team publicly. This type of behavior has forced customers to turn away from renting completely, costing both companies in the end. I understand friendly competition between two close businesses, especially this type of business, but this has gone far beyond friendly competition. This is harassment, undermining, and plain disrespect. Thank you, Council, for listening. Best regards, Katie Heaston of Cocoa Beach. I'd like to wrap this up by saying a few words myself as her coworker and a Cocoa Beach citizen as well. I also graduated with class of 2025.
Margaret, real quick.
Yes.
And I'll give you some extra time
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
going to take some here. I'd like to kind of refrain from attacking an individual.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we can kind of keep it a little bit more
Yes,
oriented on the
mine's a
business.
little- yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to wrap this up by saying a few words myself as a Cocoa Beach citizen, CBHS 2025 graduate, and a coworker. I agree with every statement my sister said about the unfortunate conditions of our workplace. Most recently, they put a camera out and directly pointed it at our location of operation. This especially has made me and the other girls working uncomfortable, and we've also heard talk that there are videos of us being shown within the restaurant, or within the bar at the Beach Shack. My boss, Angela, has done everything she can to protect us and the beach agreement, and without second thought, she prioritizes the comfort and safety of her employees, and at times this summer, she's had to trade sales for our comfort and safety by removing us away from that area. And she's also picked up extra shifts, so me and my sister don't have to, is that it?
Real quick, you're good.
So that me and my sister don't have to deal with that harassment. We're tired of this fight, and our efforts to fix it haven't made change yet. Please help us. Thank you.
Thank you. Angela? And again, let's try to keep the personal attacks to a more general attack.
My name is Angela Cobb, 1617 Minimet Causeway. I'm here to support my employees with their distress and also let you know that today the camera was directly pointed at us. And one of my best friends came down to greet me happy birthday, and I did not want our conversation to be public. So I moved our location of operation far, far away, and the camera disappeared. So obviously, they do not have the camera for any intention except to film us. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. And I appreciate everybody's awareness of this. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela. Just a follow-up to that, obviously you know, Angela, that I've talked with code enforcement, and we're looking into all the issues that have been going on. And I don't know if I want to bring you into this or not, Dave, but if you want to say anything about what you've been doing to try to rectify this situation.
I think Surf Guru cameras and surf cams are cool because they're all publicly live streamed.
No, I get
But
it.
a private camera pointed at us where all his employees have access on their phones and they can all laugh and taunt us is harassment.
I agree.
Good evening.
Yes, we're very aware of the situation down there. It's been problematic almost as long as I've been here, for 8 months. We did bring one of the vendors who is involved in this situation into the office on Friday, 4 or 5 days ago, and had a very detailed conversation with him, and let him know that what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and our agreements that we have with our individual vendors states very clearly that if there's 3 situations or issues that we have to write citations for problems, that the city may pull that vendor agreement. And so we put him on notice that that is the situation. And I shouldn't say just him. It's all of the vendors are under that same legal responsibility. So, but we did have that conversation with this particular case last Friday, and we're going to fulfill that. If that continues to be a problem, we're going to take matters into our own hands and take care of that. So, but I've been down to visit Angela a few times. I understand her frustration, and we're doing what we can, starting last Friday, to take care of this situation.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That was Brad Calso. Brad is in the back here.
That does it all.
He did it alone and by hand. So this week, we met with, along with Chief Mullins and Leisure Services Director Andy Segarra, we met with Dr. Rendell. We had a nice meeting about coordination of activities between the city and the high school. We also met with FDOT last week, again coordinating activities and communication. Some of the things that we talked about were the A1A bike lanes and the maintenance of the bike lanes, encouraging FDOT to do edging and removing the grass from the bike lanes, particularly on A1A, where the grass intrusion is pushing bikers closer to the traffic lane. So, and they agreed that that's a problem. We also talked about the right-of-way signage on A1A. We also talked about the paint on the traffic mast, and they told us that FDOT is not involved in that. That's a matter between Brevard Traffic Control and the city. And finally, we agreed to meet quarterly to open communications between the city and FDOT. Staff is working on an ordinance to address the predatory towing operators and the parking issues that we're having in the downtown. And finally, we had a walkthrough with Schindler Elevator Engineers, a walkthrough of the downtown garage elevator to ensure that we have the correct components for a retrofit. The parts are on order. It's a November ETA delivery date, and between now and then, we went ahead and converted 5 additional bottom floor parking spaces for handicap parking. So that's my report.
Great. Was that? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Anything new on the OBB property?
The ADA park?
Yeah.
Yeah. According to Brad, the Park Service has made some additional requests for us to comply. Why don't you go through that, Brad?
Yeah, we submitted our application, I want to say a week and a half ago. They reviewed it and came back with some revisions. So we're working on those revisions, and it's my plan tomorrow to send it back to the National Park Service tomorrow.
Okay, it wasn't anything substantial.
No,
Oh, okay.
so we're still working on it.
Morgan helping you?
Yes.
Okay, is that it? Good.
That was it.
Good.
Oh,
I go through the Minuteman Light going north every morning, pretty much, very early. And a week ago, that thing, it didn't stay green for a minute and a half, and then you had to wait the whole 3-minute cycle, you know? And miraculously, it's fixed. So I don't know if that had anything to do with your meeting with FDOT, but it's miraculous that it got fixed.
I'm not sure it had anything to do with us, but I'm happy it's done.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody saw something and said something. All right, that concludes your staff reports?
Yes.
Thank you. Any commission reports or announcements?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I believe the first day of school is Monday, right? So excited to see the students back in school and the beginning of a new school year, so that's fantastic. Speaking of students, wanted to thank one of our own for stepping forward and highlighting an issue that you're dealing with, and as well as Angela. And I think agreeing with the mayor that things can be challenging, and you are rising above by speaking up and making your voice heard. I think that's really important. Dave, wanted to thank you. I think as we, as a city, govern the beaches and businesses there, we have an obligation to make sure that we maintain decorum and that it's a safe and enjoyable place to work. So thank you for speaking up. I think that's really valuable. That's what I have.
Yeah, I can just chime in with the school starts for the kids on Monday, but we've been there, or I've been there for pretty much all summer. Most of the teachers came back Friday of last week, and just going through lots of meetings and whatnot. One of the biggest changes that we're going to have this year, and I'm not going to touch on what's on the agenda. This is not on the agenda. It has to do with phones in the schools. And our district has banned, when they say they banned phones, they banned the use of phones in our schools. The kids will still be able to have their phones. They just can't have them on between 8:40 and 3:30 during school hours. So that's going to be a huge change and a huge benefit actually to the students. I've noticed a decline in social just their social activities is completely different than when we went to school. Obviously it changes, and I'm an old curmudgeon, I guess, because, hey, that's not how we did it when we were in school. But, I know it changes every generation, but we all know how phones are affecting us as adults. It is exponentially worse for the kids because that's all they know. So hopefully this will be I know it's going to be a big change for the school and a good thing going forward. So I'll keep you up to date on what happens. So thanks. That's all I got.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. That concludes our commission reports. We're going to
Attorney?
Oh, I missed that. Did I miss you?
Oh, it's not on the agenda,
Not on
but
the
I don't
agenda.
have anything this morning, thanks, evening.
All right, we're gonna temporarily recess and convene with our CRA meeting.
Commercial Visual Improvement Program Grant, Staff Representative Devin Talley, Deputy Finance Director, CRA, recommendation approved.
Move to approve H1 as read.
Motion and a second. Any public comment on this? Any commission comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes 5-0. All right.
Should we just say that that's basically the new guidelines for the,
Yeah, if you guys didn't know,
we didn't just approve a grant for somebody without even talking about it.
we brought it back down from 50,000 back down to 25,000 for the facade grant for the downtown communities. That way, more people would be able to use that grant program than just a few. Okay, we will reconvene our commission meeting. Consent agenda.
Okay, item 1, approve the July 17 commission meeting minutes. Staff representative, City Clerk Department, recommendation approve. Item 2, approve piggyback contract agreement for street sweeping services provided by United Sweeping LLC. The street sweeping services are required by the city's National Pollution Discharge Elimination System, NPDES permit. This is a budgeted item. Staff representative, Morgan Zulke, Stormwater Utility Manager, recommendation approve. Item 3, approve the Brevard County Save Our Indian River Lagoon Sorrel Grant in the amount of $5,726. Staff representative Morgan Zulke, Stormwater Utility Manager, recommendation approve. Item 4, approve agreement for continuing engineering and surveying services without engineering added 8/4/2025. Staff representative Brad Calzo, Public Works and Water Reclamation Director, recommendation approve.
Move to approve as read.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Unfinished business.
Okay, item 1, adopt ordinance 1699 on second reading, an ordinance of the City of Cocoa Beach, Florida, adding a new section 26-14, parking on city-owned or leased property, of Article 1 in general of Chapter 26, traffic, of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cocoa Beach, providing provisions for parking on city-owned or leased property and providing for conflicts, codification, severability, and an effective date. First reading was on July 17, 2025. Staff representative David Dickey, Development Services Director, recommendation approve.
Move to approve K1 as read.
Motion and a second. Any public comment on this item? Any commission comment? All in favor? Roll call.
You need to ask for public comment.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
Commissioner Jackson?
Aye.
Commissioner Hutchison?
Aye.
Commissioner Tumulty?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Williams?
Aye.
Mayor Capizzi?
Aye. Number 2.
Okay, item 2, request the commission's action on the following items related to the ongoing city manager search process. 1, designate a point of contact for Colin Basinger Associates to facilitate coordination throughout the city manager recruitment and interview process. 2, approve the following dates for the next steps in the interview process. City attorney process of determining candidates to be interviewed. August 19, 2025, at 6 p.m., special meeting for the commission to select finalists for interview. The budget workshop will immediately follow this meeting. August 28, 29, 2025, the city commission will host final interview activity and events with the selected finalists. Representative Colin Basinger and Associates, recommendation designate a commission point of contact and confirm the dates outlined above.
So just a question before I make a motion. So the point of contact needs to be one of the 5 of us? Is that
Correct. Correct.
I'll volunteer.
I would be willing to do it as well. So I guess.
Anybody got a coin?
So this is just a point of contact, not negotiations?
No.
Or so- Okay.
Point of contact.
Yeah. So who wants it more? I'll second either one.
I mean, if you want to do it, that's fine. I got a lot of stuff going on, but.
Okay,
I'll second Skip Williams' nomination.
okay. And then
Commissioner Williams,
I'll move to approve the dates as read.
and second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second? All right. Any public comment on this? All right. Any commission comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Motion passes 5-0. New business.
Okay, this is item 1, Resolution 2025-20, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Cocoa Beach, Florida, designating an emergency contact and an alternate emergency contact under Section 252.383A Florida statutes, providing for notification of the same and provide for an effective date. Emergency contact, Fire Chief Justin Grimes. Alternate emergency contract, Police Chief Wes Mullins. Staff Representative Becky Vose. City Attorney A.J. Hudson, Interim City Manager. Recommendation adopt.
Recommend we adopt the resolution as read.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any public comment? Yes, ma'am.
Judy Everly, Cocoa Beach, Florida resident. I was unable to get hold of anybody until I looked through my phone and I had a cell phone number, point of contact. If something happens that's not the fire department, that's not the police department, that's not, I don't know, but the situation I had, and you guys have all seen the picture, who do you call? You look up City of Cocoa Beach, everything is 321-868. Is there somebody that over a weekend that rotates? Used to be an old pager, hey, we got a problem on 4th Street, whatever. Somebody has to, on a regular basis.
Non-emergency police number.
Would you have recommended that from what I was doing, AJ?
Yeah, the non-emergency line for the police department, I think it's 868.
I have that,
Okay.
right? I have that. But again, it's just, thank you, Commissioner Tumulty, but keeping in mind that you guys all live here. You all drive around, you have boats, so you're seeing things on both sides of the street, the city, the lagoon, the beach. As a resident, you can't get a hold of anybody because it's an 868 number and you're going to call and leave a message and maybe on Monday somebody will get back to you. A point of contact, maybe it's something we can table and look at for next time, but it is important that as a resident, yes, you can call code, you can call the non-emergency. These guys have a lot more important thing to do than deal with our trash, but it was a trashy situation.
Yeah.
So just again, if somebody can keep that in mind, Commissioner Hudson and I have already had that discussion, but it was embarrassing that somebody, and then I did sit there and I waited and I did the right thing as a ambassador, but again, just making sure somebody you can get a hold of and say, hey, there's something wrong here. And again, the police, I didn't realize that it was something that I could have done something with them because they know me just as well as you do. Thank you, Judy.
I would just say that people call me and email me on the weekends. I think I've had some from you.
In the past, yeah.
Yeah, and I respond and I know who to call in the city.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Same here, Judy. You can reach me 24 hours a day. I have a card with my cell phone down in the lobby there, and I'm also on Facebook. So I don't mind. You can message me on Facebook.
I know, but seeing stuff on Facebook becomes wake up.
I'm not asking to post it on Wake Up Cocoa Beach.
No, I
I'm just saying.
wouldn't.
I'm just saying. Message me, and then Dave's got something to say as well.
Judy, you have my card, right?
I do.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'd like the commission to know, as well as the audience, that yesterday we hired a new code enforcement officer who will be working weekends and evenings. So, and we'll make sure his number is out there in the public, so he will be able to respond to a lot of these issues, and if he can't directly deal with it, he'll know who to contact. So I think that'll be a huge help. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Let's see, where was new business? Number 2.
Okay, item 2, accept the engineer's recommendation of award for the bid submitted by Southern Underground Industries, Inc. in the amount of $2,782,833 for bid CB 25-001, Lift Station 3, 6, and 15 Rehabilitation Project. Allow staff to enter into contract with Southern Underground Industries, Inc. This is a budgeted capital project. Staff Representative Brad Calzo, Water Reclamation and Public Works Director, recommendation approve.
Move to approve the budgeted item.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any public comment? I got a quick question for you, Brad, if you wouldn't mind. I was wondering, so I don't know anything about this, this type of work, so I don't know whether this is a good deal or not. I don't know. Have you gotten multiple bids, or is this just a singular bid?
We got 4 bids. This was the low bidder. Actually, 3 of the lowest bids were only about $100,000 in difference, and then there was one outlier. But the engineers vetted all 4 bids and recommended Southern Underground.
Okay, and have we used this company before?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I have a comment, Mayor. So great job, Brad. I'm the stickler for money and getting competitive bids, and this is a classic, it should be the example for the city. You do a great job of write-up of why we're doing it, who's doing it. Here's the competitive bids, so kudos to that. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see is multiple bids and just making sure that we're doing the best for the residents. So you did a great job. Thank you, Brad. All in favor? Aye.
All right, I'd just like to make one more comment on that, is that, some people think we're a good old boys club and give all our work to Byron. No, just kidding. But this just goes to show you that we base our decisions on qualifications and price. And we're not scared to, hire somebody that we haven't used before. So just a public service announcement to anybody out there in the business world. Cocoa Beach is open for business and welcomes bids from any qualified company.
Thank you. So motion passes 5-0. Let's see. Number 3.
Yeah, okay, this is item 3, adopt ordinance 1700, an ordinance of the city of Cocoa Beach, Florida, adding a new section 22-25, regulation of electric bicycles and similar devices on specified rights-of-way of Article 1 in general of Chapter 22, Streets and Sidewalks of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Cocoa Beach, providing regulations for the use of electric bicycles and similar devices on specified rights-of-way and providing for conflicts, codification, severability, and an effective date. Adding a new Section 22-2.5, regulation of electric bicycles and similar devices on specified rights-of-way. Staff Representative Wes Mullins, Police Chief, recommendation approve.
Second.
In a second. Real quick before you start, are you able to put the Exhibit A on the screen for everybody to see?
If possible, the red line version with the additions would be ideal.
All right, go ahead, Mr. West.
And the comments that you put in are included in here as the red line version?
Yes, there are two versions. Whomever makes a motion to approve this needs to say which one they are approving.
We
The ones
already
with
made the motion, so do
well,
we-
with you need to find out the red line version or the regular version, because
I'll
they're
retract my
both
second, if you
possible
have the
things
motion-
to
or you have the
adopt.
motion.
Yeah, I want to go with the updates that Becky had.
I'll retract my second. I want the red lines as well.
Okay.
Second.
The revision. I just want to clarify that before we got too far into it.
Thank you.
Yes, because currently there's nothing on the books. So the red line is what was put on there first,
I meant
and
the
the red
second
line.
attachment, the Red A attachment that had the red lines for the new ordinance.
Yes.
I think, Commissioner Jackson, that's what you were motioning for?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's in your packet.
So I think we're all,
Go ahead, Mr. Mullins.
West Mullins Police Chief, so here we go. Listen, I've already had the discussion. We were up here a month ago talking about this. This is obviously an issue in the community. There are two sides to this. We have to really consider, in my view. We have to think about infringement of rights along and next to public safety. And kind of your job tonight, and our job tonight collectively as a community and a police department and a city, is to decide where we want to be on that spectrum, right? Do we want to be on one side or in the reasonable middle? I think that the city attorney did an excellent job writing down and just kind of codifying everything that the commission talked about. So now I'm just here to answer any questions and alleviate any concerns, and you guys kind of let me know how to proceed. How about that?
Thank you. All right, yeah, so, obviously when I read this, I was a little concerned. I do watch everybody's comments on all the different social media outlets because I do care about what the majority says. So I think these revisions are a good start for our revisions. I don't know, were we able to get that up there? So Byron, you had a public comment. Did you want to say anything? And I wasn't sure if did you get to see the difference, the revisions with the red?
No, but I'll wait till the chief's done.
Okay.
I'm just here to answer questions. I can
So-
step down and answer as needed if you want me to. I can leave the red line up here if you'd like to see it, Byron.
So real quick, I'll go over,
I've got my own red line, so I was going to work off the notes that the public has seen.
so before that, let me just tell you what the difference is from what you saw online and what we made the differences.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the designated right-of-way shall mean the sidewalks along Minuteman, so we limited it to that. The slowing down to a safe speed as required to pass pedestrians who are jogging or running, because obviously 5 miles an hour, you might not be able to pass them if they're jogging at 7. So we did 5 miles an hour or slowing to a safe speed as to pass a pedestrian who is jogging or running. We also changed the helmet to when required by Florida law, instead of it being just everybody wearing a helmet. And then we also did like the wheels raised off the ground for a skateboard or anything like that, within 50 feet of another person or vehicle. So make sure that we're keeping everybody safe, but we're still allowing kids to be kids as long as they're not near anybody. So that was the difference that we did to those revisions. I think those were all the concerns that I basically saw online. If you want to add to that or come on up, you're more than welcome.
My name is Byron Evans, La Riviera Road, Cocoa Beach, Florida. I know none of you all have heard of me, so. I did serve on the e-bike task force, so if you don't mind, if appropriate, I might get to the point where I ask for a little more time.
Yeah.
I would like to sum up the e-bike task force, many, many meetings, and we summed it up as pass wide, pass loud, pass slow. It's common courtesy, which is a rare commodity these days. Going down the proposed amendment, and I wish we could show it, the first thing that caught my eyes was bicycles was definition number 1. And I thought, well, why did we drag bicycles into this proposed law? And then the designated right-of-way addressed only Minuteman Causeway, Brevard Avenue, Cedar Avenue, and Catalina Road, which are all public roads. It did not address the sidewalks next to it. You just narrowed it down even further. So I'm thinking, well, maybe this is a beta test. Maybe this is specifically addressing Andrew and his wheelie crowd. So sure, it's a beta test, but we got to add the sidewalks and the bike paths next to it and all that. Then we get down to the definition of electric bikes. And in Florida, a Class 1 electric bike is a Class 1 e-bike is a bicycle. So the people that wail about we got to ban these things and these things are new. Well, in the 1970s, they invented the urethane skateboard wheel, and they wanted to ban that. And they called the cops on us and all that, and it was the exact same scenario 50 years ago. So the people that want to ban e-bikes, there's 16 million e-bikes in America. Give it up. It's not going to happen. Now, we did realize on the e-bike task force, the scooters, the rental e-bikes, all that, they solve a problem known as the last mile. So we can get people into town. That's great. They're Ubering around. Some people want to rent e-bikes. They want to rent scooters. Let's encourage them to do that. You see scooter stops all over town. A lot of the restaurants at the hotels are really, really nice, but we got to spread them out. And the whole e-bike scooter situation helps do that. Personal mobility devices, another definition, big deal. Micro mobility devices, yeah, that's great. And if you ever watched Seinfeld and George Costanza episode, never ever rent the 6-volt version. We know that. Now suddenly we're defining roller skates, rollerblades, skateboards, and I'm like, what the heck? How did human-powered vehicles get into this? This isn't the rub. The rub is the small majority of people on wheelies going too fast, too close. Yes, it's a problem. Yes, it needs to be addressed. Okay, now we're on to the meat of the law, item number 6, and I'm sure everybody who's here to address the e-bike situation has this proposed amendment in front of them. Speeds of 15 miles an hour, that is perfect, off-road and on the beach. At this point, we got to include the beach. I don't know if we have the authority to do that. Y'all will work it out. Typically, when I'm riding on the beach, your electric bike has settings that are called PAS, pedal assist settings. On PAS 2, you're going 12 to 13 miles an hour. People have passed me at twice that speed on e-bikes on the beach. 60 feet a second on a beach with little toddlers is just not going to be cool. There's going to be an accident. So 15 miles an hour, that's a win in this amendment. Willful or wanton disregard for safety, sure, that's subjective, but I've seen people challenge us, they want to get too close and swerve around you. That's necessary in here. Failing to slow more than 5 miles an hour when passing a pedestrian. Well, on the way up here, I was on my e-bike and I got stuck behind Jeremy and he was going 5.1 miles an hour and I couldn't even pass him. So, I mean, come on. So this is a tricky one. This means you can't pass a jogger, you can't pass a normal bike. So maybe what we mean is something like 5 miles an hour relative speed when you're overtaking somebody or passing a standing pedestrian. Head on head, well, I hope it's not head on head, but if you're not overtaking somebody, I don't think that's really the issue. You're seeing them, there's no surprises. And then maybe if you're 6 feet away or more, maybe this law doesn't apply. Pass loud, pass wide, pass slow. So maybe we need to consider the distance. If somebody's this far away and they pass 15 miles an hour, it's not a terrifying event. Now, I don't know who might have been here. Wes, were you there when I did the speed run on the e-bikes and was demonstrating real speeds?
Out at was it out at the golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first run, I made it a point to come close. Everybody was standing on the curb. I came about 3 feet away. My first run was 7 miles an hour. Everybody thought I was going 15. My last run, which is fast as I'll go on my bike, was 22 miles an hour, and people thought I was going 35 or 40. So the proximity has a lot to do with the perception of speed. Perception of fear is fear. So I get it. If you're that close and you're going 15 miles an hour, that's a startling event. So maybe we just need to spread people out a little bit. And by the way, Mike, I'm going to give you all these notes. Am I clear to proceed, Keith?
You can keep going.
Okay.
He asked prior, so.
He can have the rest of my time.
Failure to provide an audible signal. Okay, on your left, ding ding, honk honk. We try it all the time, but everybody's wearing earbuds. So maybe it stays in there. It's a courteous thing to do. Should this have the same penalty as a wheelie? I don't know. You guys sort it out. Maybe we put it in there, maybe we don't. I don't even know if it's enforceable. I just made an audible signal. I said left, left. We'll sort that out in the long run. We do need the law, though. Operating without a properly fitted helmet, I think we've already resolved that. That's for under 16. I think it's a good idea. The funny thing is, and I know Andrew's not here, when I was doing the skate park reno, I had a lot of contact with these kids. And I talked to them about it. I said, you guys are going to be targeted. The wheelies and all this stuff where you're right on top of people, I guarantee you this is going to get the attention of the community. You can go back anywhere like we used to do when we were breaking the law and just don't have people watching you. You don't have to be under their nose and all that. And in the beginning, they were cool about it. And the one kid said to me, hey, dude, you don't even wear a helmet. Well, you know what I've been doing since then? I wear a helmet because I'm going to look pretty skinny skinned up on the road. When he walks up to me, he goes, hey, bro, where's your helmet, So we can learn. It's a two-way street. So the helmet thing, I thought that was actually a good idea for e-bikes, but you can't do it if we're not even going to force, it's not even a law, is it, to wear a helmet on a motorcycle?
No.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Throughout here I was striking all the human-powered stuff. Is there any comment, or how did the human-powered stuff get in here?
Just sharing the road, and I'm here at the sidewalk right away.
I would assume, and I don't know, but I would assume because a bike is a bike is a bike, whether it's electric or it's, but Becky's the one that kind of put this together, so maybe she could answer it better.
Rollerblades?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay, I'm going to leave my notes with Mike, and I understand you're given a task, you try to proceed, you model it after other laws and all that. This is about e-bikes. They're much, much faster. They're new, they're scary, change is going to be resisted. But let's not roll all the way back to the 70s where people were calling the cops on us for skateboarding. Right. Skateboarding is not the issue, rollerblades are not the issue, analog bicycles are not the issue. Striking human-powered stuff went pretty fast because I didn't really want to abuse my 3 minutes.
Okay.
Pass wide, pass loud, pass slow. That summed it up.
Thank you, Byron.
So Byron, do you want to submit yours to public record?
Will do, thank you.
Okay.
Any
And
questions
then
from the commission?
It can be considered by staff and the city attorney to come back for the second reading.
I'll take out my Jeremy joke though, all right?
Yeah.
Any questions, sir?
The good news about the analog bike, I don't have to lock it up because no one's going to steal an analog bike.
You think they won't steal your analog bike? Okay.
Well, you haven't ridden bikes around in Cocoa Beach for a long time, then.
So I would
I think
suggest,
most bikes in Cocoa Beach are share rides, actually.
Yeah.
so I would suggest that we go ahead and pass what we asked for in the revision, and then let Becky and staff look at whether there's any of those ideas that we need to incorporate for the second reading, instead of trying to add amendments for this and that and everything else between now and then.
You know, I honestly, I'm gonna say, you know, I agree with you, Byron, and my whole thing about this was, I want kids to still be kids. I don't want to take away their freedom of expression, their freedom of fun, because I don't want them to say, well, it's boring to go ride my bike, now I'm just gonna go play on my tablet inside. So I want to make sure that kids can still be kids, and that's why I added the stipulation on that. But at the same time, kids on bicycles can be just as rude, or kids on skateboards can be just as rude. So I think the 50-foot thing it kind of makes sense in that aspect. So, like I said, it doesn't, this is actually, I want to keep people safe, and this doesn't bother anything really unless they're close to somebody being unsafe. So I'm okay with this, and I agree, maybe we should just pass it as read, and we'll see how it goes, and we could always alter it later if it seems like it's not working.
Right. All I'm saying is, between now and the second reading, can be considered by staff and the city attorney whether we should tweak anything. And then they bring it back and we can accept the tweaks or not accept the tweaks.
I would like to
Okay,
add just one.
Yeah,
If I may just add one thing.
If you want to add, go ahead.
Just real quick, just on a couple things. One, the 16 and under is law, right? So
Right.
that's a good call, right? As far as the speakers, you have to have an audible signal, and that's law, right? So there's no getting around that. As far as the actual human-powered stuff, a Class 1 bike does have a battery, okay? It just it actually does. Class 1 e-bike, bike with electric motor that only engages while the rider's pedaling, but it does have a battery, okay? It's not just analog. So, we have a situation going on now in the city where we've got a guy with a very powerful motor on a unicycle running in and out of the streets, being reckless. So my point in that is you don't know who's going to add motors to what. So the more all-encompassing you can be, the better in our view, okay? That's the only thing that I would say.
Thank you, Wes. Becky, go ahead.
Okay, well, I don't mind you asking me to go back and make some tweaks, but please contact me individually and give me ideas of what you want to have tweaked, because this is what I came up with after talking with y'all about what you wanted. So if you want some changes, call me.
I'm pretty happy with it, honestly.
Yeah, I have a question for the chief. You endorse the red lines that we added, the 4 or 5 line items?
I support the red lines as written, yes.
Thank you.
So what I was saying was, we pass this way it is tonight. And I guess I go back to AJ. If you want to go through the submission to the public record, go over with city staff, and you think that any of that is viable to be included in the second reading, and get back with Becky, and she can send it to us and say, we're thinking about this.
We can do that, certainly. The thing, in my mind, the thing is not the vehicle, it's the behavior. So if we focus on the behavior and try to incorporate the things that you brought forward here, I think we can bring something back at the second reading that you'll be happy with.
And if I could just give one caveat to my answer, please, Commissioner. I endorse all of it except the location. That's up to you guys, right? That's up to you guys. Where it's enforced, that's completely up to the commission. I just wanted to give that caveat.
No reason why, like this, I would like to test it on, and see what it does on Minuteman, because that's our main problem. And the other problems that we're having on the Cedar and the other ones is actually all on the road. So, and the problems that we have with e-bikes is all enforceable stuff right now that you can enforce, because they run through the stoplights, they're being reckless, doing the wheelies. So
You're talking on Cedar?
And Cedar, or the other ones that you had in here?
On the sidewalks, we cannot enforce.
Yeah, but they're not on the sidewalks, though.
On the roadway,
They're always
yes.
on the road, because the sidewalks are like this.
I get it.
They're only on the road. So you already have your jurisdiction right now to find them or do what you're doing, because on the road, they're being reckless.
As long as they're violating state statute, yes.
They're speeding, they're running stop signs, and they're being reckless. So you already have your what you can do with that. So that's why I was like, we don't need to add that, in my opinion. So
and expanding this would be by resolution, so it doesn't require, so if I see it as a beta test.
Yeah,
exactly that.
I think that's, in my opinion, I think this is a great beta test that's fair to the kids and fair to the people that are walking. And you know, I understand the human power side of as far as some of this stuff, but like AJ said, we really want to curb the behavior no matter what they're riding as far as when they're being reckless. And to me, you can be reckless. You could be reckless on a unicycle, you could be reckless on roller skates, you could be reckless on an e-bike. We just want people to respect each other. And my main concern about the initial part of this was we always roll it out as this is a tool in our toolbox. But my concern was, and we had this conversation, was, you know, what happens, you know, if you decide to retire down the road and we get another police chief and this is no longer a tool, this is law, and we're gonna hammer everybody. So I think this is a good beta test, and I appreciate you guys all putting all the time into going over this.
What?
Yeah.
The chief is not allowed to retire.
That's correct. Well, until we do, at least.
Yeah.
So this is all wonderful. We've got this new ordinance and all, but, you know, the kids don't know about it. And that's where the education comes in, and that's what we've got to do at the schools. I've talked to Officer Shiner about this, about every student that comes to school with a bike that's, whether it's electric pedal or, actually it's illegal to have an electric bike that doesn't have a pedal, because those go 60 miles an hour. Those are motorcycles. And to just maybe get stickers for them. A lot of them are modifying their bikes. So, you know, the bike's, hey, it's rated to go 28 miles an hour, but they modify it and now it goes 55 miles an hour. You know, I told this story last year watching a young lady ride her bike on the sidewalk across in front of the school to where the bike rack used to be. I told the principal, I said, she's going 30 miles an hour. He goes, how do you think she's going 30 miles? I said, yeah. She walked up, I asked her, I said, how fast were you going on the bike? She said, 30 miles an hour. I said, oh, yeah, 30 miles an hour on a sidewalk is just not acceptable, and that's why we're doing this. That's what this is all about. And it's, again, I say it's one thing to have this ordinance, but we've got to educate the kids, not just the kids, but the parents. Most of the parents don't realize what they've done.
Absolutely.
They've given these kids bikes that, you know, they don't know if they go 40 plus miles an hour or over 30 miles an hour for that matter. So that's something that we need to discuss, not as a commission, but as a school and the police department, on educating the kids and the parents by having signed documentation. Hey, if you can't bring an e-bike or this kind of bike to school unless you have a signed permission slip from your parent and you and with all our rules. So and this ordinance that we're accepting here. So this is not going to happen tomorrow or next week. It's when we get this finalized, maybe in a month or so, whenever it's done. We bring that to them and require them to sign something.
Couple things on that. You couldn't be more spot on the education side. School registration was yesterday? We were there. We handed out a ton of educational flyers on the e-bikes. Officer Shiner spoke personally with a ton of parents who had no idea, to your point, the impact that these e-bikes are having on the community and on us. So we've already started that educational component already. We did speak with Dr. Rendell yesterday regarding the e-bikes being an issue. He's leaving that up to us and the principal to discuss as far as how the principal wants us to handle registrations or whatever, but he's given us the green light to go ahead and do that as well. So we're on our way.
Excellent points. I 100% agree with you. I would, and I've been saying this for probably 2 years now, I would love for you to set up an educational class first quarter and third quarter, so 2 times a year during the school year, just to remind the kids proper etiquette for riding bikes or electric bikes or anything. I don't know how you can do that. But
well, I can, let me interrupt you for a second. Space Coast Transportation Planning Organization has a bicycle. You hear their reports every meeting you go to, and they they'll come to the schools and do educational programs anytime you want them to. And you participate in Ride Your Bike to School days and those kind of things.
Yes, sir.
But they're usually outside of school hours, like as long as they have to be in
No,
class.
those people that run that program are on 9 to 5.
Okay.
We
Well,
could work it through the schools, we can do it however we need to do it, but we gotta
It
run it through
needs
the
to
principal
happen.
first. It's kind of his show.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you can use the bicycle resource
Yes, sir.
from Space Coast
Yes, sir.
Transportation Planning Organization, because everybody in this room funds those people and their salaries.
Commissioner Tumulty, we will continue with our educational component, and we will build from where we started a few days ago during the registration process.
Thank you.
All right?
thank you, Wes.
Okay.
Let me get some other people since you've already gone up. Yes, Mr. Fink.
KB Finkel, 197 Seminole Lane. I like AJ's comment a lot that we're going to try to put a guideline around nice behavior and you want to educate to that point. Then I do not understand for the life of me why we would only want to do it on Minuteman. If we want to do it, let's do it citywide.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Good evening, I'm Greg Kern, I'm a board member of Bike Walk Central Florida. Just happened to be here because this is an interesting topic and we're also on the, under contract to help out. So Bike Walk Central Florida does a lot of this type of education work. We have recently expanded into Brevard and Volusia counties. So a lot of the education work you're talking about is key. We talk about the 4 E's of education, enforcement, engineering, and enforcement is a key issue. Just to summarize, I've personally done regulations and bicycle land development codes and other types of codes of ordinances for regulating and improving bicycle environment. A big part of that is the e-bike and the e-scooter. So the question comes up, like we brought up here, you can, the officer can enforce them on the road, can they enforce them on the sidewalk? And that's a key issue. And that is something that we do need to address. Just coming here tonight, I saw several people on the throttle e-bikes, and they're taking up the whole sidewalk, et cetera. You can't have 20, 30 feet separation if you only have a 5-foot wide sidewalk. So the education, the audible sound, those type of things are important. A question does have to be addressed how this gets enforced. As we add a new regulation to the books, do we have staff to enforce it? So that is something that needs to be considered, and how deeply you enforce it. You don't want to prohibit. You don't want to prohibit use, things like that. So long story short, I'm on the board. This is the type of stuff we do. I can leave my contact information with AJ, and we can move forward to help out with what Space Coast TPO also provides. I've worked with them for 30 years. So just wanted to put in my 2 cents on that.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, Judy.
Judy Everly, Cocoa Beach. My question in regard to this is, I love the idea that they're doing it for the schools. We're talking about children, we're talking about safety, we're talking about the parents giving their kids this tool, which could become a weapon, but the tool, and if there is any repercussion where the kids are being pulled in, my suggestion is get the parents in there also, because if the parents aren't listening and see the repercussion, that's a lost opportunity to get parents and kids on the same page. The other thing is, it's not just in the school zone. All the way up, all of A1A, most hotels, a lot of the surf shops, they rent these bikes. They rent these scooters, and it's not to children. They rent them to our tourists, the people that on weekends come over from Orlando. We are huge on weekends. Parking is, don't even get me started. But when people are riding these and they're maybe at the bar, maybe they've been in more than one bar. And if they're using these vehicles, one wheel, two wheel, whatever, Are they wearing helmets? I know it's for 16 and older, and it's a police issue with that, but it's not just the kids. It's the adults coming here to have a great time in our lovely city of Cocoa Beach. And if we're going to address this and advertise, I think that any of the hotels, I've never ridden one, but, because I have a regular bike, I have an 8-speed bike that I love. But with having a rental agreement with a hotel saying, sure, I'm going to do this, and yes, I have insurance and all that, who tells them what's the right and wrong in Cocoa Beach? Is whose obligation is it? So again, I think the city needs to address this with not just our children, not just with the parents, but the tourists that we love, that they come here. We want the tourists to come here. We want them to have fun responsibly. And if it's not being addressed to them, or if the city council needs to do their job and make sure everybody knows what is legal and the consequences, because consequences, hospitalization, insurance, you name it, someone's going to get a ding, and it's just bringing awareness. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Judy. Any other public comment? All right. Any other commission comment? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Byron. Sorry about that.
Tim, we'll talk sidebar, but on modern e-bikes, they have to permanently emboss the class 1, 2, or 3 and whatnot. They're pretty hard to modify to go faster, but a lot of stock bikes do go 28, 30 miles an hour. Back to the human-powered vehicle. Here I am on my rollerblades. This is a wheelie, right? Front wheels off the ground. Skating. This is a wheelie. Front wheels off the ground. That is completely different than being 40 or 50 feet away from kids that want to intimidate you, and this is a wheelie on an e-bike. So sorry about that. I hope everybody could hear me. I would like you to reconsider that we should strike human-powered vehicles from the e-bike law.
I'm okay with that, actually. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay
All right,
with
thank you.
Just a tool. Second reading.
Okay. Any other public comment? Any other commission comment? All right, comments closed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion passes 5-0. And we're done.
We're done.